Good morning, Orange Group and Yellow Group in the afternoon. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope that you got outside and did something active. Um, Today is an important day for us. We spent the last few days thinking about our characters and writing about our characters, but today is the day when you begin to think about the big ideas. Okay, the big idea about your character, which will become what you prove to your reader through your essay. Okay, so if you look here, you'll see that our goal today is to craft or create a claim, which we can also call a thesis statement, about a character that's big enough for the whole book or story. Okay, and in today's mini lesson, I will go through the steps to do this with you using Raymond's Run as an example. And then when you work independently today, you'll be going through the same steps. Okay? And at the end of today's class, you'll be submitting pictures of your notebook pages. And at the end, I'm also going to ask you to reply to the assignment in Classroom. So there will be something that you have to write at the bottom. Okay, so before we go through these steps together, let's take a look at them as a whole. Okay, so first, to craft our claim, right, our big idea about our character, the first thing we're going to do is review the work we've done over the past few days. So we're going to look back in our notebooks and reread our ideas about the character. Then we're going to write down some possible claims. Third, we'll review those claims and ask which one is big enough to encompass all my important ideas about Squeaky. So we'll be asking ourselves if there's evidence for that claim throughout the book, and not just in the beginning or in the end or in the middle. Finally, we'll revise that claim and write it one last time when we're happy with it. For today, during the video, what I'm going to ask you to do is send me a message with a possible claim. Okay, and I'll talk about that more as we get into this work. Okay, so step number one. Okay, to come up with a strong claim, it helps to review all the thinking we've done. All right, so what I've got here for you is excuse me, this is all the thinking that you saw me do over the past few days about Squeaky. And I will read some of this to you. What's the problem here? Okay. I notice when people say mean things about Raymond, Squeaky reacts by saying, I'd much rather knock him down. I wonder why the author included this. Maybe the author wants to show that Squeaky's really angry over how people treat her brother. On the other hand, perhaps the author is showing us that Squeaky really loves Raymond. She loves him so much that she's willing to fight for him. Or it could be that she's trying to show that Squeaky thinks it's better to fight than talk through stuff. And so we thought about that a few days ago. Let me just okay. All right. We also wrote Squeaky seems tough and angry, wanting to knock people down. But even though she seems tough, what shines through is how much she loves Raymond. He's disabled in some way, not exactly sure how. Having him along could make people crazy. But she wants to stay near him to look after him all the time. They go everywhere together. If people tease her brother or treat him badly, Squeaky gets mad. She knows he is different and can't protect himself. So we talked before about the word protect, how it's a good word for what Squeaky does. She wants to protect him from the world, and some evidence of that is how she walks with him and puts him on the safe side of the sidewalk, knocks down people who tease him. Maybe she's tough because she knows she has to protect him. Maybe Squeaky acts tough because she wants to feel like she's doing all she can to protect her brother. So maybe it's a feeling she wants. She wants to feel like a good sister and feel like a good person. Maybe as a way of protecting herself. While she's protecting him, she also pushes people away. And I wonder if she's lonely. So, what we need to do now is come up with some claims. Okay? And we're not just going to write one and then write an essay about it. We're going to write several and then evaluate them and see which one is best. So right now in the video, what I want you to do, okay, right now, I want you to pause. So right now, I want you to send me a message in Hangouts with a claim about Squeaky. So you're going to write one yourself right now, and you send that to me. Okay? So take a moment and do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, okay, as you send me your possible claims, I'll be replying to you. But for now, what I'm going to do is put up some claims that I've heard from students in the past. Okay, so one is, Squeaky seems tough and angry, wanting to knock people down. But what shines through is how much she loves Raymond. Okay, so here's one possible claim. Okay, another that I've heard often is, deep down, Squeaky just really wants to protect Raymond. Okay, another, Squeaky acts tough to people and pushes them away. Okay, and another one I've heard is, in spite of her big talk and her toughness, Squeaky is lonely. But she doesn't want people to know. Okay. So these are 4 possible claims. Okay? And where we are now, okay, if we look at we wrote down some possible claims. Next, we're going to review these claims and ask, which idea is big enough for the whole story? So which one can we find evidence for across the text? Not just in the beginning, or just in the middle, or just at the end. So when we look through these, we're going to ask that question. Okay, so what jumps out at me right away is number 2. So deep down, Squeaky just really wants to protect Raymond. Okay, now this one, I agree that it's true, but Squeaky's she's about more than just protecting her brother, right? We know that she wants to win the race. We know that she's really competitive. Okay, that's a big part of her character, and that's an idea we had, but it's not in this. It's not in this claim. So for this one, we're going to say that it's too specific. Uh, Too specific. Right? Squeaky's more than just protective. Okay, and we wrote about that earlier. Okay, the next one says Squeaky acts tough to people and pushes them away. Okay, that's also true. Right? We see that in the text. We wrote about it. We have quotes about that. But our claim about the character, it shouldn't be something that's obvious to the reader. Okay, if there's all this evidence stated explicitly in the text, then we don't need to prove it. Right? It's already clear that she acts tough to people. Okay. So here I'm going to say it's too obvious. Okay, it's a fact. It's a fact that she's tough, right? But a claim should be our idea, right? Something that's not stated in the text. So we have left 1 and 3 that seem like they might be good options for us. Okay, so Squeaky seems tough and angry, wanting to knock people down, but what shines through is how much she loves Raymond. And so what I notice about this one is that tough and angry and love, these ideas here seem to contradict each other, right? And what this signals to me is that the character's complicated, right? And we know as readers that's something we look for right away. So I like these ideas here. And in the last one, in spite of her big talk and toughness, she's lonely and doesn't want people to know. So this is also a claim that shows complication, right? So with number 1 and 4, okay, we're going to be able to write something that's more interesting to the reader, because we're going to talk about how the character is complicated, and we're going to share things and develop ideas that the reader won't find just by reading the text. So next we're going to go to step 4. It says revise and rewrite the claim. So what I've come up with is Squeaky is fiercely protective of her brother and herself. Squeaky is fiercely protective of her brother and herself. So what I like about this one is that when I write it, I'll have the chance to share my ideas about her big talk, her toughness, her loneliness, and her love for Raymond. Okay, so what I did, I looked at these possible claims, okay, and I kind of took the pieces I really like and I revised them into one claim that has all of my ideas inside of it. And as you can see, this is difficult work, right? Crafting the claim is not easy. And even as you write your essay, you might find that you need to go back and revise it even more. Okay? But your job today is to write about your story, to craft a claim for your story. Okay? And to do that, you're going to go through all these steps. Okay? steps 1 through 4. So you're going to review your ideas, you're going to write down some possible claims, you're going to review those claims, and then revise them until you come up with one final claim that you're happy with. As always, I'll be here while you're working independently. I'll be replying to your claims about Squeaky, and I look forward to our discussions. Bye-bye.